Welcome back to New Yorkers, and today we're going to talk about interior design because we have an expert, a New York expert. Okay, anyways, we have Gail Shields-Miller, and the name of your company is?
Shields and Company Interiors.
Okay, and how many years have you been at it?
Oh, I hate to say 25. 25.
We'll skip over that. Okay.
It's like asking me my age. You don't want to do that.
All right, but well, I mean, you came out of high school with this?
Absolutely. I was a baby.
Oh, okay. Now, what is the qualifications of an interior designer?
I think an interior designer has to be highly creative, inspirational, enthusiastic, a color nut. Really
really?
Oh, yeah, you have to really be into color and shades and paint.
What's the in color now this year? Lavender?
Actually, you want to know that's right, and you're wearing the right color shirt.
Well,
How did you know?
You know what this shirt is?
What is
this shirt is 746 years old. Oh. I wear the same...
You're ahead of the curve, obviously.
I wear the same outfit because we intercut the shows.
Oh, so you must.
Oh.
That was clever. But anyway, plum, eggplant, brown's the new beige.
But kind of pastelish.
No, deep, rich.
Deep? Oh, really?
Yeah, rich.
Oh.
Aubergine, that kind of thing. And
what color is your car?
My car is silver, but you can't get a car in color these days.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
I know it's really a sin.
Well, when a person wants to hire a interior decorator, is it the budget comes first?
I think first they want to feel in sync with the person that they're working with.
In other words, there's chemistry.
There's chemistry, really important. Had somebody interview with me the other day, and he says, "How do I know that you're going to be the right person for me?"
Yeah.
And I say, because you really came to the right place. I'm professional. You can speak to 100 people that work with me, and you should sense it. I think when somebody's really good and creative, it's like meeting a person for the first time. It just, it emanates from them, and you get to know that that person is great.
So do you invite them over for dinner?
Probably would be a very good idea. I'm going to take that suggestion. But usually I invite them to the office, or I take them to see something I've done, which I can...
Is your home?
My home is perfect here in the city. I live in a hotel, and it's beautiful.
Oh, no, you live in a garage.
Well, no, thank God. I live in a hotel, and it's fantastic. And then I have a wonderful house out in the country in Fire Island, which is also fantastic.
Where in Fire Island?
A place called Cornell Estates. It's a little itty-bitty community.
So you got to go schlepping by boat?
Boat. Or actually, we drive across the beach. We have a permit because we've been living out there for a long time.
Oh, you're grandfathered in.
I'm grandfathered in. It's with our car, so we're out there all the time. That's actually our permanent residence.
Ah, okay.
And
really?
Yeah, we sort of reversed our life.
Hurricane, whatever.
We evacuate, but we reversed our living,
yeah.
And it's wonderful. We're crazy busy during the week. I'm working. My husband's working, and then we scoot out there on the weekends.
Okay. What if there is a conflict?
As far as what?
In other words, you come up with this great idea, this design, and you plop it in front of them,
Okay, I think, as a designer, you can't dictate. You have to massage a client to understand why you're picking something. But you're always listening to them and what they want. For example, I once had a client that wanted a hot pink and black and silver house. So I gave it to her, but with caressing.
With a little extras.
Yeah, we didn't make it too loud. It was there. It was all tastefully done. But you have to, it's their home. They walk into it. They have to feel comfortable there. So you can only push them so far. Otherwise, you're definitely going to break up.
Okay. Now, if you took a house in the raw, one being just built and coming in, you got to deal with the contractors, the subcontractors, the electric. Oh, really?
Love it.
The plumbing and the whole work?
Love that.
What do you do, live on the property?
No, but we're there frequently. And I love to do renovations and interior architectural design. I can't build a house from scratch, but I'm great. You give me a shell and I can create the most beautiful house inside.
What happens if the house is out of plumb? Would you have them, because I've seen where people took a house and then leaning over to the west.
Right, so you have to repost it or whatever it is, do the whole thing. But you know, at a certain point, I'm only an interior designer. I'm going to call in an engineer or an architectural engineer to assist me. I wouldn't put myself in jeopardy by being in a place where I wasn't an expert, actually. Yeah. So, but I love it. I love making beautiful homes out of
nothing.
Nothing. Actually, nothing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. How much do these jobs cost? How do you go by the day? You go by the project?
We do different kinds of billing. We usually have a design fee when we start out for all the drawings and things that we have to do. We use CAD and professional renderings. And then we go to percentages on what we buy, percentages above the contractors. Occasionally there may be an hourly fee for something. that were not really involved. For example, if the client had some beautiful antiques that they owned and they wanted to see if we could incorporate them in the job.
Oh, that'll drive you nuts.
You want to know? Interior design can drive you nuts.
Okay, got it.
No, it can drive you nuts, but the thing is, it's such a passion. It's like, it's being a painter, only you're painting the interior of a house. Or it's theater. You're setting up the stage for theater, and it's everybody's home is different. I love it when it's not the same. I very rarely repeat myself. I might repeat some great thing I found, but if you walked in or you saw my portfolio, you would see that I do different styles. Well, I've done Louis, and I've done very modern and contemporary. I love the challenge, and I love
now, let me ask a question. If people are renters in New York City, you sign a lease that you have to return the apartment back the way you found it, what do you do?
Okay, most renters do not spend a lot of money on their interior design.
Oh, okay, so that's the escape.
That is really not my client. It's usually someone
what happens if you redo the bathroom and the kitchen? Will the building owner allow it to be done?
Usually they get permission to do it.
In writing?
You mean if they own the apartment?
No,
if they don't own
renters.
it, you have to get. It's a big process in Manhattan. It's a big process. If you change a bathroom or a kitchen, you have to apply to the city for permits. Yep, everything is by permits, which costs a lot of money. Yeah. And you can't do anything without permission from the city.
So to get a permit, you got to have an architect.
An expediting architect. In other words, they
take a new category.
Well, I guess they take my plans and they put them in the form that the city would like to see them. So if they need reflected ceiling plans, which we don't really do, or any kind of special, esoteric kind of a plan that the city requires, they do that. They get the permission, and then that becomes...
And they give you that little thing, work order, so to speak.
And that plan goes up on the wall, so when the inspector shows up, that's the plan.
Well.
Right, but we have to follow it.
What's the biggest job you ever done? A whole complete building or something like that?
Probably a large duplex, which was...
A duplex?
Yeah, a large duplex apartment over on the west side, which was about $2.5 million.
I wish I kept my artist and my apartment in the Des Artes.
Oh my God, that's a fantastic building. And you let that go? I love that building.
Well, because I was at ABC, and then when I left ABC...
Oh, they were across the street, right?
I just rolled out of bed and came right across the street.
Oh, that's great. I actually have a client that lives there. I did an apartment there, and I love her apartment.
Yeah, well, you know, the ballroom used to be, or we used to do ABC News.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Of course, you know that wonderful restaurant is no longer there.
I know. Yeah, they're very nice. They were very nice people.
Yeah, it's a great building and very unique in the city.
How much are those apartments now? Don't ask, huh?
I don't think anything's under $1 million lately in the city.
No, I mean, they're all duplexes. That's why.
So they're probably. But it's a great place to live. It has a pool too, doesn't it? That building?
I don't remember because I've been so busy I didn't even bother. That's all I know is get in there and get the thing.
Do you know the history behind it? How that was set up actually for artists.
Yes, right. In fact, he even asked that question when I went there.
If you were an artist?
I'm in showbiz across the street. He says, well, we'll accept that.
Right. I don't think they're that strict about it today.
No. It's just part of the condo doc or something where they have to ask these questions.
Right. But it's really interesting. That's why most of the apartments didn't have large kitchens.
Yeah.
Because they relied on the food that was downstairs to be sent up. And, of course, the double height was for the artists.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't we wish those days were here?
I wish. I'm just one of those interesting buildings in New York, but it's chock-a-full of interesting buildings.
So how do you get the check for the first deposit?
How do you get the check?
You give them a bill, or you just say, well, give me 10 grand down?
No, you send them a bill. I just did one today. You send a bill, you send a contract explaining what you're going to do, how you're going to build them for furnishings, how you're going to build them for when you're in charge of a painter. I think you have to be very specific and upfront. It's a horrible thing to find, halfway through the project, we never talk about it.
Right.
And truthfully, as a designer, I almost think you have to swallow it.
Do you have a check-off list?
Yes.
To make sure that they clearly understand, I'm not into electrical outlets, I'm not into your plumbing, I'm not into
Right,
this.
I'm not, I can design it, but I'm not an electrical engineer. So if you want that, we have to hire another person.
We'll go get.
And I think when you meet somebody, it's just like falling in love. You meet, you did fall in love once, but it's true. You meet them and you just feel that chemistry that this is good. I can tell right away when I meet a client.
Really? It's workable?
Yeah.
Now, what happens if there is an overrun? Yeah, she's cringing already.
Well, I think that it depends why it was, and I think that a reasonable person, if they understand it was their doing, even though you have to
memo that right away.
Every time you do something, yes, memo. Now you can email. It's so easy.
Right,
Take a second, email them, tell them what happened.
Still give them the paper copy.
Oh yeah, you keep the paper copies.
No, give them the paper copy too.
Yeah, let's say they never got it. That's true.
Sure,
No, you have to be very businesslike, which I think is the problem with a lot of interior designers. They may be very creative,
but
they're
flaky, and then
they're not really good business people. So creative people have to either have a good business advisor on staff, or I would say, actually, as I was thinking about it, I would think perhaps 90% of my business is business, and 10% is the creative part.
Yeah, right.
Making sure the orders are right, making sure they come in time, taking care of the problems.
So how many jobs do you have going at one time? Can you handle 2 or 3 or 4?
Oh, yeah, no. I have usually 3 or 4 nice jobs, and then a handful of other jobs where I might be doing somebody's living room furniture, or I might be doing...
you'll go and shop with the furniture for them?
Oh, yeah, I do everything. And
you schlep them down to the
No, I either
design
find them, or if I need to schlep them, I schlep them. Some people need to sit on a toilet, other people need to lie on a bed, whatever they need. You have to be really service-oriented, because otherwise you're not worth the wait.
Right. What's the weirdest job you ever did?
Well, the weirdest thing I ever did was paint the inside of a toilet. We won't go into why I had to paint
it. Or what?
Obviously not. They didn't like white.
Oh, okay.
It was a weird thing. Shall I tell you what I had to do? I had to paint a bullseye in the toilet, which I did.
But this person had a problem?
I guess he did. I guess he did. A big problem.
I could see where a lot of people in this broadcast industry, do the things in their apartment to have conversation, and they ask you to give me conversational pieces in the.
They do. It's really true that people in movie business and television, they want water elements. They want chairs that swing. They want something very dramatic.
Right, to show that they're versatile.
Well, not only versatile, but it's that setting that stage, that scene. That's what they see all around them all the time, and also to show that.
Now, the next question: you ever have a job where you had to tear it all out and change it?
Never.
In other words, they went all the way with you.
Never.
They didn't.
Even if something came in wrong or it was a mistake.
What about a husband and wife conflict?
That's really hard. I have had a couple that got divorced.
You bring the violins?
I've had a couple get divorced. Violins, wait, we bring a full orchestra, right? We bring the Philharmonic if we have to. Anything to settle them down. You can't stop them heading to divorce court, though. We're not that talented.
No, you're going to get that horrible. Okay, now commercial property. Offices?
I've done offices. I've done hallways in apartment buildings. I've done stores. I did a jewelry store once. Yeah, I did a condo development where we did their offices up front and did their models. I did lots of model apartments.
When they're building the building,
and they need model apartments. I said that's mostly what I'm limited to. The next thing I want to do is a hotel.
Did you ever do staging?
No, I don't really like staging. I don't like it. I've been asked to do it, but I don't like it.
Where are you located?
I'm located at 149 Madison Avenue.
Cross Street is?
32nd Street, East 32nd Street.
Okay.
And I've been there for about 11 years, actually. I have a great office there.
Well, you're in the district. Are you in the design district?
It's sort of a design district. The design building is on 200 Lex, which is down the block from 32nd Street, and there's lots of other little small shops.
Do you take your clients to the design centers?
I do. They have a great things to see there. But I like to mix it up. I'd rather find that your little unique artist or a great little antique shop that had something special, something ethnic that I saw. I order things online from companies in Europe. Because I write a blog, too. I do a blog called DEZIGNLICIOUS. That's with a Z.
And wait a minute. Why are you doing a blog?
Because I wasn't crazy enough, and I had to write a blog. I love to write about what I find, because I need to always find interesting things. So I'm interested when I go to the opening of the Vanini show at DDC. It's the 90th anniversary.
Okay.
Or I write about beautiful furniture that I saw when I was traveling in St. Bart's. Or I write about an interesting artisan who's making the most gorgeous furniture line, or a wonderful painter. I find that inspirational, and it makes me a better designer and more knowledgeable.
No, you have to have an open mind continuously.
I love
Materials change, everything changes.
Yeah, you have to be on the edge today, especially the way the design business
Did you ever
goes.
go back to one of your jobs you did 20 years ago and ever do it? Any repeats?
Oh, they come back and back.
Okay.
Like the woman is doing her living room now. We did it a long time ago, but there's some jobs I don't return to because I'm afraid to see what they look like.
I don't know about it. Okay.
I'm not going back.
It's Gail Shields, and the name of the company is?
Shields and Company Interiors.
Interiors, and it's 149 Madison Avenue, and the email address is?
Shields, SHIELDSINT @gmail.com.
Oh my gracious, that's a big one. But anyways, we got it. And the phone number?
212-679-9130.
212-679-9130. Good luck.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I need it. A pleasure. A real pleasure. It was fun.
Thank you. And we'll be back.